the brakes. And I was like, okay, right in the trunk.
Geloso, they made hand equipment.
No, not Geloso. No, it was Galasso. It's a weird name, I know.
I bagged a Heathkit solid-state guitar amplifier, complete with a brand new Radio Shack 12-inch speaker in it from the side of the road. And a few weeks later, in another county, this is stuff I used to pick up when I was out doing service calls. The cabinet, absolute pristine cabinet to a Fender Blues Junior, minus the electronics. Well, I put I made it a sealed cabinet and put a new 10 in there, and kick-ass speaker cabinet. Love it.
Whoa, good evening.
Whoa, well, Perry's here, so I gotta sign out. Good evening, Perry, and everybody else. So I'm gonna get out of here. W2PH.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Phil, so that is, before you go real quick, so what do you think? I'm liking how that sounds.
I do too. So, and this is with the SCAF filter on the wide setting. It's about 6.5, something like that. So, I mean, it's up to you guys to tell me what it sounds like.
It's the best you've ever sounded.
Yeah, it sounds very good. Flat on the low end, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, could use a little boost, maybe around 80 hertz, 70 hertz, just a little bit, but I think it sounds really, really good.
Thanks, Perry, and thanks, Clark.
Wow. All right, catch you later, 7-3.
It's all Clark's handiwork. All right, later, guys.
Later.
That sounded really good. Hello, Perry.
Hey, Dave. So I was over here watching baseball videos on YouTube and forgot about the radio.
I guess they were old baseball games.
I've watched, it feels like every old baseball game that there ever was. Because MLB Network usually stays on the television at my house. And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing since the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, right on. I'll catch you cool cats later on. I got dinner call. W2ENY. Catch you all later on.
See ya.
It's like the changing of the guards suddenly.
Now, I don't get this. Phil signed out because Perry broke in. Is there some friction between them?
Yeah, we try not to discuss it.
Wait, what? Well, friction. I didn't know there was friction.
We'll have to talk another time about that.
And Clark, my last email to you, or response to your last email, did those numbers I cited surprise you?
Well, okay then.
All right, there's too much going on. I'm going into buffer overload. No, we're kidding, Perry. Don't worry about it. The numbers, a little bit.
You know, the average guy, and the maybe 2 or 3 others, one in particular. But yeah, that's about what people are doing with certain types of equipment.
Well, now what are you gonna do?
It was that way when my father got. It was that way in the 30s. It's always been that way. The term California kilowatt was coined probably in the teens or the early 20s.
That was the kludge, right?
No, the California kilowatt is somebody that's, well, that's what they say they're running.
Right. But didn't that company, were they supposed to come out with like a full desktop model? It was a prototype, but it never went to production.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was referring to the term, the amateur radio term, California kilowatt. Oh, that guy's running the California kilowatt. It was radio slang for he was running a lot more than that.
Yeah, look this up, Chris. The kludge, K-L-U-G-E, California kilowatt. Yeah, it was a vintage. It was a desktop kilowatt transmitter. You know, along the lines of the you know, Johnson desk, but I mean this was a full like fold away transmitter receiver into the desk. I mean, it come with a world map in the background. Yeah, Kluge Electronics, the Kluge California Kilowatt.
I never heard of it, but you know, the term, as I was saying, the term goes back probably to the teens and the 20s. That sounds like a construction article or something like that. You know, later, probably 2 JBL.
Yeah, this is yeah, you would get a kick out of this. This is the Kluge Electronics prototype that they were going to build. 1,000-watt amateur radio station designed and engineered to bring amateur radio out of the attic and the shack and into the living room.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, the transmitter is amazing new tube development 5-band operation with VFO in each band, phone or CW at the throw of a switch. Provisions for your choice of make of receiver, built-in speaker, high-fidelity remote speaker available, built-in frequency monitor, all-band crystal controlled, built-in world time clock, illuminated world map with cork backing.
Wow.
I'm going to send it. I'm going to email it to you. I'll email you the ad.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're watching vintage baseball games, not into that sort of sports, but you're a little tired of watching vintage Dale Earnhardt videos on YouTube. Finally, had an actual race yesterday. It wasn't half bad.
Well, that's all it's been on is like old stuff like that, you know. Well, over here, I don't know. I don't get really in. I don't watch the news. You know, so I try to just keep the same stuff on. And really, I don't watch much TV. It's pretty much on in the background. But when I am watching TV, or excuse me, the baseball games are always on. But when I do actually sit down in front of the TV, I usually don't change the channel.
Yeah, I only watch TV when I'm eating a meal generally, or if there's a race on, I leave the race on all afternoon. I'll watch the first 10 laps and maybe the last 20 or 30 laps, and the rest of the time just leave the TV on while I go about my business.
Yeah, and I leave it on during the day when I'm not here, you know, for secure, like, I don't know, like an extra added line of defense, I guess. And at night, you know, while I'm sleeping. So honestly, my TV's on pretty much 24 hours a day.
Well, a lot of people do that.
And it's surprising because it's an old plasma, and I'm surprised it hasn't caused me any issues.
You have a plasma TV and no RFI.
Yeah, I have one. That's what's in my living room, and that's what I had to buy my my neighbor a new television because of her plasma TV.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a bizarro world that yours is quiet.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I find even these flat screen LCD and LED, what's the current generation? The flat screen LED TVs. I got a bunch of them. Jesus, they all make noise. Some of them make noise. Like the one I have up in my camp in the Adirondacks, son of a bitch makes noise when it's turned off.
Really? I wonder what kind of noise. What it's similar to, because like with this pan adapter, Chris, and the waterfall and stuff, I mean, you can see everything, see all the noise sources, and see the different signatures and what they look like, you know. So now every time I think of hearing a noise, I kind of wonder what the, you know, the visual signature looks like, so just to know if I've ever come across anything like that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do it by ear. I'm old school. But I do it by ear. I put the radio in sideband mode, and I tune up and down the band, and I note, is it every 10 kc, is it every 15 kc, and so on. Switch to AM, observe, listen to what it sounds like, look at it on the scope. So you figure out pretty fast what it is. I can tell by the by the sound of a lot of this trash what it is. But yeah, these cheap flat screen TVs I get at Walmart, a couple of different brands. One of them is at least a major brand. I think two of them actually are Sanyo. The one up in the Adirondacks, I had put all kind of ferrites and stuff on the, the power cable, the antenna cables. I don't have cable TV up there, so I'm on an antenna. The damn feed line for the TV antenna was radiating this crap on 75 meters to my hammy antenna, which was frickin' 200 feet away.
How about that? Yeah, I just emailed you off that picture of the ad, and I sent you one too, Clark. You guys will get a kick out of that. Yeah, let's, they all have their own different signatures, audibly as well. Yeah, I mean, especially living in the neighborhood I live in, and living in neighborhoods like this, you come across just about every single type of interference, it seems like.
Having lived in the city of White Plains, New York for 20 years, I'm well aware of it. I moved up there in, 89? It wasn't too bad when I moved up there, but it just got worse and worse. And by the time I moved out in 2008, my daytime noise level on a quiet day on 75 meters was 10 over.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is here. It's about an S9. Sometimes it dips a little below S9, but that's about it.
Yep. Some days it was worse, some days it was better. Most of the time it was worse. And yet where I am now, even tonight, this is only about S3, and during the day, my noise level on 75 is the same as it is on 10.
Right. Well, see, I mean, it's really all subjective as far as S readings go. I mean, I don't know. Like, my father lives in the middle of nowhere, and I mean, like, noise floor of nothing. And his same radio as mine, basically, with a little bit of a stronger. My radio has a little bit of a stronger preamp. Like, says his noise floor is about an S7, where he's at with his ANAN. But every other rig. Every other receiver he has, I mean, it's an S0. So I don't. These SDRs do their S readings kind of funky. I don't really pay attention to the S readings. I look at number one, signal to noise ratio, and number two, like, you can see the actual noise floor and where it is decibel wise on the screen, and I go off that as opposed to the S meter, because the S meter is very, very, very generous on this radio.
Oh, I'm surprised, because I would expect that a product like that, the S meter would be perfectly in tune with the signal strength dBm on the display. That's strange. I used the Collins R398 receiver. For whatever reason, they got the meter in this thing right. It's very linear, very accurate. And, I go by that. I have three of these things. 4, actually. And the meters all agree in them, and I've checked them with a good signal generator. And that's something you can do if you have a signal generator that's got a known calibrated output levels. You could test the flex and adjust the AGC and so on and get the S meter in line.
Well, this thing, it's got all that actually built into this thing. It's got a signal generator built into it. It's got, I've actually, my father's used a signal generator on this to set the S meter, because you can go right into the menu and set the S meter. And it's set right at minus 73 dBm is for S9. That's pretty much what most rigs are set at. It's been explained to me how this S meter works with, and why the pan adapter noise floor and the numbers that are on there are different than the S meter. It's all been explained to me. The way that they calculate the S meter readings is it's funky, and I'm not smart enough to understand it.
Well, I never heard of -73. I've been doing this all my life. S9 is 50 microvolts, -40 on an R390 with a scale of 0 to 100. But that's been the standard since the 30s. Is 50 microvolts for S9, and then below that, 6 dB per S unit.
Good evening, all.
Hello, George. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I'm not smart enough to make a rebuttal. To be honest, it was, I'd be talking out of my butt. So it was just, it was all explained to me and why. I know I'm not saying it right. So, but I know that -73 dBm on this rig is S9. And it could be a different, dB and dBm, and there's all that. I mean, I don't know if that's different. I mean, it's probably something different, I'm sure.
dBm reference 1 million 50 ohms. But anyway, yeah. Again, that's a potentially boring discussion. George is in there. I'm doing 6 meters, so I got to get out of here. But all that said. And I've worked on a tremendous variety of amateur radio equipment over the years, professionally and personally. And I'm here to tell you that most of the receivers that are out there, the S meters are just, they are what they are. There are very, very few in the boat anchor world that are linear and accurately calibrated. And some of the best names in radio have some of the worst meters. I'll catch you guys later. I'm going up to 6 W2 JBL.
All right, Chris. I'll catch you later. And good evening, George. And Chris, yeah, the band's in terrible shape because you were pretty much faded away to nothing and then came back up. Long, slow fades. So we're going to sit back, copy the mail for a little while. Good evening to you, George, and we'll tell George... LJO George, I said hello. 7-3, Chris, W2JBL, W3MMR.
Yep, okay. Timmy was tugging at my coat. What's up, Tim? Yeah, I was gonna break in before when you were talking to Warren. It sounds like he fixed his EQ. He had weird audio the other night. But, yeah, I'm going up on 6 with George N2LJO, and, oh, man, I'm checking 40. 40's been okay in the afternoon. I'm going to camp in a few weeks. Maybe we'll start working 40 from up there. See y'all later, Tim, Perry, Clark, George, and I don't know who all else, W2JBL. Good night.
Hi, Chris. Bye, Chris. W1LO. I'm out of here.
You fixed it.
I'll tell you what it was later.
Yeah, actually, I was on 3 meters early afternoon into the later
afternoon. Whiskey 3, Oscar Hotel. Name here is Dave. I think Perry and Clark are still in here.
Yeah, just your garden variety miscreants. Good evening.
Whiskey 3, Oscar Hotel. Yeah, the name here is Dave. Yeah, hey George. Yeah, probably the first time we've talked. Good to hear you. You're coming in pretty good from New York.
But yeah, conditions are on my end. Not good. A lot of others have better returns than I do. That's better. That's copy of fine. Well, nice audio, by the way, Dave.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, still playing around with, well, I'm not allowed to play around. I'm told not to touch my settings, so I'm not touching anything. But, yeah, everyone sounds good on this frequency.
kill thing. WA1AKLR, make it something before HKK.
Yeah, I don't know. Dave, are you hearing me?
Hey Tim, you're really low. I'm gonna turn up my AGC, see if I can pick you up. I think it's just obviously I've heard you on the radio before, so it's just must be propagation because I've never heard you this low before.
Yeah, hang on, let me switch. Yeah, is this any better?
Yep, that's definitely better.
Yeah, all right, it's band conditions. Summertime absorption. Not going to stay in here too long. I heard Chris was down here. Figured I'd catch up with him, but he was in and out, and I didn't want to trouble people trying to hear me being a piss-weak little singer as a band condition.
Yeah, copy that. I heard you on 40 meters earlier today. I was gonna jump in and say hi. I was sitting around doing mandatory training, which was always kind of a bummer. But you had a pretty good conversation going with the mobile station, so by the time I would stop taking my mandatory training test and reach over to hit the button, I'd miss my opportunity, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's usually how it is. Yeah, that's Jade and M2 DJ. And for what he was running for power, 15 watts, I would say I give the gold medal signal award to him, especially for a mobile. And, some of the others like Eric from B2CA do a big signal in. So he was right up there. Had my all afternoon on off and I'm Lincoln 40, but problem is you can get up there in the day and pull around CQs till you're blue in the face. The propagation is there, but nobody else is.
Wow, Tim, you are really up and down. I mean, you went down to the point where I could almost not hear you, and then you came back up loud and clear.
What large diaphragm electric? I appreciate the report.
Smiling and I'm laughing because it's full of WC field that comes to mind whenever I hear you.
You know, I think when I was in junior high school, some of the guys called me WC.
And now that makes sense.
Yeah, I probably have much more of a WC accent to my voice than I do now.
Oh, no. What do you think, Clark?
Definitely gonna sleep tonight.
Wake up in the night, can't sleep. I'm having a mild panic attack, so I just get up.
Well, I mean, this friggin' virus is nothing to sneeze at, man. It's bad. A lot of changes and things are different since 9/11, and I think it'll be the same thing after.
Oh, absolutely. I think the concept of working from home a number of days a week and students spending a certain amount of time at home doing remote learning, a lot less traffic on the roads and less energy being consumed with cost, They're on a fast track to developing a vaccine, but until it's absolutely proven and safe and works, it's very scary.
Yeah, well, they're trying. The Trump administration and the hospitals and doctors and stuff are really pushing it. So so it's probably going to happen sooner than later, which is is a good thing. And it's a bad situation. And of course, ham radio is definitely social distancing. As a matter of fact, I coined the phrase about a month or so ago. Again, there's some side banders got on here, and I said, why don't you guys do like everybody else in this country and practice some social distancing? You're too close to us. If you can hear us when we're bothering you, you're too close to us. Okay, because our signals are wide. So get the hell away from us. Practice social distancing on ham radio.
And how did they react?
they went away, believe it or not.
Jeez. Well, what frequency are we on? Is this 73 or 75?
75.
Yep. Well, the Texas All Traffic Net is still in around 73, and I can remember when the AM rally was going on, the league was on, there was standing room only, so I wound up on 73 for a while. And the Texas No Traffic Net was on, and I was on into the array. And I could hear a few of them pitching and pissing and moaning, like, oh, the AMers are in there, it's going to be a rough month for AOE.
Oh, they know we're in there, and before they even start their net, they know we're here. I know they can. There's no doubt in my mind they can hear me. There's no doubt in my mind they can hear Bill, LLY. He's checked into the net I don't know how many times. As soon as he tells them they're interfering, then all of a sudden they don't hear him anymore. But I know they hear me. There's no doubt about it. And they try to act like they don't hear us. They ignore us. And that's not ham radio. You don't ignore people that are on the band. If there's somebody in there, you recognize them, You ask them if you're bothering them. If they say no, say, okay, well, you're not really bothering us that bad, but we can hear you. And you can carry on a conversation, but, at least acknowledge what's going on. They just don't give a freaking effing goddamn. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. I'll just move down a few hundred cycles if they're there. And then I don't have to listen to their voices. All one person the mind can separate it out as garbage. With me at 185 at past 11 midnight, there's a group that kept saying 92. It seems like when I have the Tungsten 600 on the wire ring, these individuals show up and start dumping trash on me or attempting to corner me on 2SO.
No, that's, well, are they sidebanders?
Yeah, it's a group of swamp bucketeers that are on 92 every night. You tune in there like 11 o'clock, midnight, you'll hear them in there, good old boys.
Yeah, that's just right. Yeah, and the thing is, they think because, oh, well, we got a net or we're on every night on this frequency, so it's our frequency. No. No, read the goddamn FCC rules. You're on the frequency. You own it until you relinquish it, period.
Yeah, well, in this case, they're 7 kilohertz removed on the upper side. And there's a couple of them in there that, you can hear the clipping parts because they're hammering it. But you're not strong enough to blow away. Usually I talk about 13 on reading. We just got fluttering on, and Don's huge up here. My signal's generally huge down there. And then the carriers get dumped, and the noisemakers show up, and they try and make us go away, but it doesn't work.
No, well, the damn show don't work with me because I got the Flex 5000 and I can tune any and everything out that I want to, and only listen to the stuff I want to hear. So it don't work with me.
Well, there's some asshole that's on there, dumping trash, who's constantly flipping his mode switch back and forth from upper to lower, to upper to lower, to upper to lower. That's the whole thing. The idea is to use enough signal to overcome the bastard.
Oh yeah, and I don't have a problem doing that. I can put out enough power to overcome just about anything I need to.
Well, I gotta get. Well, that's the thing with the wire array. When you get further out, like at Don's place, it's generally at least 10 dB more signal. So. If I had just the 160 dipole, I'd have to run 5 kilowatts to have the same signal. So I say to myself, should I get the time, make the time, and get the blockbuster back online and then play around with plate modulating, I'll be at that full 1500 watt PEP dual sideband level, and it'll be all over but the pissing and moaning.
Well, yeah, that's what you should do. It's the only way to take care of this crap. It's just outpower them and just stay steadfast.
Yep. As Churchill would say, keep calm and carry on.
You carry a big stick, that's right.
Yep. So, yeah, that's the story. You just, it never ceases to amaze me that you're somebody decides that they don't like you, rather than just staying away, that they just try and dump all kinds of trash on you to increase your misery factor, hoping that you go away. To me, it just strengthens my resolve to be more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, they don't realize that until you do it, and then they say, oh, I guess I F'd with the wrong guy.
Yeah. I may be in the process of signing out, and plan to be in maybe another 10 minutes, and then this jerk shows up dumping carriers and all that, trying to get me to go away sooner. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not going away, so I'll just, my staying power will outlive the bastard, and then eventually the idiot will go away. And I still remain. Then I sign.
Right, that's what I do. It's like fishing. You throw that lure out there, you give them a little bit so they think that they're getting to you, and then you just take and reel them in, and you ignore them, and then they go, oh, I thought I was bothering this guy. I wasted all that time. I ain't even bothering him because he's just carrying on a conversation like I'm not even here.
Exactly. But it's nothing compared to the battles I was always in the 80s up into the early 90s. Actually, in the middle 90s. I get pretty intense. Very intense. Anyway, Bob, I'm gonna find my wifey crew and decided I don't want to look at the news on TV. Tired of the fear cast. No, it's something to be very concerned about. After hearing about my friend, even though we haven't communicated in about maybe 12, 15 years, hearing that he's in a bad way just doesn't set well with me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I know. It's, I got to be careful because, my immune system is definitely compromised, so I got to really be careful. And all you can do is the best you know how, and that's it. Other than that, there's nothing you can do. If you get it, you get it. If you live, you live. If you die, you die. You just can't change fate.
Yeah, I know. And then everybody's built a little differently, biologically differently, and some people it takes them down real fast and hard, and others it just kind of goes through them. Like, look at Steve, GIX, and his wife, he rolled right through it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's no spring chicken. He's in his 60s, so, it depends. If it depends on a lot of things, and a lot of stuff we don't even know about.
Yeah, I know. Well, as you said, as I know, the medical community and research, drug research community, antiviral research community, everybody's full on. I'm sure you probably remember the 50s with the polio scenario. And when Jonas Salk developed the polio vaccine, man, what a life changer that was for many people.
Oh, yeah. My best friend in the world, Ken Perkins. I've known him for, it's at least 60 years. I think he's 2 years older than me. He came down with the polio because it was just before they come out with the vaccines, and you know, he's he's done pretty good though, but you know, it's still screwing him up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Back then, if you're really bad off, they put you in another one. Now they've got ventilators.
Yeah, right. Yep. As a matter of fact, my wife's mother had polio when she was a kid.
How badly was she messed up?
Well, pretty bad. She always had to use a wheelchair and crutches. She never could really get around, you know, without them.
Yeah. I hope this is just another big-ass bump in the road that humanity is going to have to deal with. Thing is, it's not just here, it's worldwide. The international community shall deal with it.
Yeah, no thanks to the goddamn chinks.
Yeah, who knows? Now, I've heard all kinds of stories that, you know, well, they engineered it, and then other stories that, well, it's just from some kind of bat or some kind of creature that is much sought after as a delicacy. So, who knows? Nobody will know. And the thing is about the Chitons is that they're very much into burying the truth if there is truth to be buried. Smoke and mirrors is the Communist Party way.
Oh yeah. Well, at first they thought it came from the wet markets in Wuhan, but they definitely have proof that it came from that laboratory, which is right in Wuhan. They don't think that they manufactured it and let it out on purpose. They think, you know, just because of sloppy workmanship, it just got out. They don't think they did it on purpose. But still, what they did, or what they didn't do, was tell everybody right away. They stopped travel between there, Wuhan, and other places in China, but they didn't stop travel between China and Europe and the United States, which they should have done, and they didn't do that. That's why we wound up with it, because that never should have got here. Had they, back in December of 2019, had they announced that stuff had gotten out there in Wuhan, we could have stopped travel, period, from there, right, and it would never even have got to this country. But, you know, they didn't. They lied about it. They tried to cover it up, and this is what happened.
You know, I've heard that story. I don't know. As time goes on, the real truth will come out. And the thing I heard is that Australia and maybe a couple of other countries are calling China on the carpet over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they absolutely are. Yeah. And some places think that they let this disease out on purpose. I don't know about that. But yeah, we'll find out eventually. It more than likely was probably an accident because of negligence. They were working on this virus in that laboratory in Wuhan, and because they were negligent and the people were just sloppy, and it got outside the facility, and that's how it started. That's probably what happened. I don't want to think that they did this on purpose, but you know, you never know. Because for how many years is China wanting to diminish their population because they're so overpopulated? They came out many years ago saying you can't have any girls, you can only have boys, and you can only have 1 or 2 kids per family and stuff like that. I mean, what a great, not great, but I mean, what a thing to have a virus that attacks old and sickly people to get rid to thin out the crop and let the strong survive. It just that's the part that bothers me, Tim.
Yeah, I know. I think about that. We're in the crosshairs of it. But I don't know. It's just stay out of its reach. It's about all you can do. Christ, I don't want to dwell on it. I don't think enough about it. Just dealing with the day-to-day, is kind of a very, very easy life under these conditions compared to where I live. My wife and I consider ourselves very lucky and very fortunate. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We're kinds of things in moves, thinking about things opening up and the tourists flowing in and the possibility of cases things have flattened out, so I understand in many areas that it could go careening out of control again. So the only thing is it's just be aware. Anyway, Bob, I gotta get out. I'll see you later. K1 KVW, WA1H Yellow.
Yeah, okay, very good, Tim. Yep. And the last few times that I've gone to the VA, I'm the only one there. There is nobody there. I walk in there, there's nobody there. I go because I have to go in every 28 days and get that chemo shot, and because they're not seeing people on other stuff unless it's something like what I have where you have to have it. Everything else is closed down, so I go in there. I'm the only one there. I sit down, there's nobody there. They call me right away. I go in and get my shot in my ass and walk out of there and say, see you in 28 days. But anyway. All right, 7-3s, Tim. We'll catch in, catch you on there next time. So stay safe. WA1HLR, K1, KBW.
You as well, Bob. Have a good evening.
WA1STH. Hey, what's up there, Steve? WA1STH, K1, KBW.
What are you doing on 75?
That's where Timmy was, so I came. That's right. I keyed up. I dropped down 73.
I'm already there.
Okay, I got to get to my mouse here, and I'm gonna switch like right now. Okay, 1 KBW.
What's going on? Did Willie get his stuff running or not?
I think he got his antenna up, but he hasn't put a station together yet. He said he was going to try to do that tonight, so he might be on tonight. I don't know. So, by the way, I'm going to ship them tubes out, and they are green striped Toshibas, by the way.
Roger, Dodger, do that. I'll drop a check in the mail plus $20 for shipping.
Yeah, well, wait till you get them. Make sure everything's okay. I'm sure it will be, but you never know. These things have been sitting for a couple of years in my drawer. No, more than a couple of years in my drawer here. But I mean, they're like new. Well, you see when you get them. So, yep. Anyway, I ordered those relays. It was funny. I ordered those relays the other night. They were like $12 a piece for 120 amp relays, same as my MagnaCrafts. MagnaCrafts are only 30 amps, and I got these 80 amp ones off of Amazon. But the China's got 80 and 120 amp relays, same thing, same size, double pull, double throw. Good size relays like the MagnaCrafts. for $12, so I ordered 2 of them. I just went on there today. The guy went up to like $16 and change for them. Must figured, hey, people want them, so I'm going to give more money.
Yeah, well, whatever people will pay is what they're going to get. So he'll go to 16, and if he still sells a ton of them, maybe he'll go to 18. But I'm looking for. I need a box. I've got a limiter board coming from Greece of all places. I'm looking for a box to put it in. Well, I'll tell you, it's hard to find. I need an aluminum box to mount all this stuff in, connectors and whatever. Hard to find the right box. Not easy.
Oh, I usually get them on Mauser. Mauser's got all kinds of. I get the die-cast aluminum boxes because those are nice. They're very sturdy and they're very hard. So when you drill them, they're not mushy. They drill nice. They're really, really good stuff. I get them on Mauser. But what rig are you on? Because I detect a slight hum.
Yeah, I'm on the 101 tonight.
Okay, and that's it sounds like either a ground fault or an RF hum. That is not an audio hum.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm moving my hands around on the microphone now. I don't think it's, like you said, not an audio hum. I don't think it's a capacitance thing with my hand. But who the hell knows?
Yeah, but it's slight. I mean, but I do notice it tonight because you're coming in a lot better. But it's very slight. I wouldn't worry about it because I'm just being critical. But anyway, yeah, that 101 sounds good. So yeah, I'll see if I can get these off tomorrow. I think I got a box I can put them in. I got plenty of bubble wrap, so I can wrap the snot out of these things because I just don't trust shipping. Oh, of course the mail's not too bad.
Yeah, they'll be all right. One of the things I noticed about these 101s, I told you I want to try the green stripe tubes with the original neutralizing cap in there to see how that works. And also, I noticed that the driver tubes on all these 101s, they had shields on them, but neither one of these have shields. And of course, anything about a hum leads me to wonder, even though everything I'm mentioning is unlikely, anything is possible.
Oh, no, you have to have that shield on there, Steve. I thought you knew that.
No, there's no shields. There were no shields with these.
Yeah, well, you need to get them. You need to put them on there.
Why?
Well, because that's your first stage, and if you get any hums in there, it's only going to amplify it on your later stages.
Yeah, well, the shields are worth about 2 cents, but you got to know where you're going to find them for the size tube,
Yeah, well, those are the 12BY7s. Those are pretty prominent. I might even have some. If I do, I'll ship them to you.
Yeah, check it out, because I could, I suppose I can look online and find them. I'll wait and see if you see any around there. Because, yes, I'd like to put the shields on them. They had the shields on them for a reason,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because that's your first stage, and anything that gets into your first stage is only going to be amplified in your later stages.
Well, yeah, obviously. I was just looking at them, staring at them today, because the hoods are off of these things, and I said, anything is possible for a hood. So I should get shields. I was going to get some tin foil and wrap around the tubes, just to test it.
Okay, I got one right here. I just found in my drawer.
Well, that's a start. At least that'll prove to me that there isn't anything getting into that tube.
Right, yeah. You push down on it and you give it a slight twist and it latches onto it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's nuts on the tube socket. I'm very familiar with that.
Yep, this is the right one. It's specifically for a 101.
Well, poke around, see if you got any more just for the hell of it, so I don't have to try to find one. Because that's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'll look around, see if I got any more. I may have.
Okay. Like I said, they shielded that tube for the obvious reasons. They don't want anything getting into it. They want a nice shield on it, so... Who knows? Maybe you put a tube shield on it and you don't have a hum anymore.
That's right, you may not.
That's why I'm trying everything possible, just for fun. I got the extender boards for these, and I was looking at them here tonight. And I think I'm going to get some number 14 solid copper wire. Well, you probably played with the extender boards, or you have them, but I got a set. And I'm going to get some solid copper wire and bend them at 90-degree angles, and I'm going to put them on all the pins for all the extender pads. So if you want to look at something, you can flip a flip lead or whatever to them, and I'll try to hold something on. I think that's a slick idea. It's going to be time-consuming, but what the hell, I got nothing else to do. Tube shields or went to the bathroom or something broke. I doubt that anything broke.
Nope, that's all I got is one, Steve, but, you know, I'll send it to you. I'll send it with the tubes. And you're fading out. I think the band is just fell apart. Yeah, he was like, yes, weak.
Stand by the amp kick down. Be back in a minute.
Okay, K1 KBW.
A few minutes to get ready to use it. That's why I'm putting a peak limiter on this so it doesn't keep knocking my amp out.
Yeah, I can just barely copy it now, Steve.
Yeah, the amp will kick in a few minutes. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you're pissed weak, but I do hear you.
Yeah, that's only 10 watts you're hearing. 10 big watts.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why. Yeah, because the band is definitely starting to go off.
Yeah, your signal dropped a little, but not much. This thing will kick on in about another 30 seconds, and it'll be over. Like I said, it drives me nuts. So when I get that hard limiter in there, I'll limit my positive peaks to about 130%, and we'll be golden.
Okay, yeah, well, you're coming back up a little bit, so the band is just moving around.
My go light's not on yet. It's due on any second. So like I said, this is extremely low power for band conditions.
K1 KBW.
This is the F I'm on. I got to warn you, it's on the side. Turn that on. There we go. Power is back. Turn the E on tomorrow night, probably. Exercise both of them. I got to do all the remaining assembly and fine tuning, and then put the cases back on them, I guess.
Oh, there you go. Now you're up to 30, 35 over. Huge difference.
I'll bet. 10 watts. I just got to be careful I don't talk too loud, or I'll knock the son of a gun offline again.
oh well, yeah. Those 101s got a Line of forward audio.
WWA2WNY.
You hear Rich then?
I heard somebody. I don't think they're on this frequency. I took a quick look at it. I caught a glimpse. I think he's up on 75. If that's you in there, Rich, come on down to 73. Ah, that's better.
Good evening, Rich. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad, hanging in there. Not a bad day weather-wise today, and just kind of hanging out. Haven't heard you for a while, but good to hear you.
We are so close to being on the air. That audio going through it, and all I'm playing with now is waiting for a switch to use for the microphone. It's connected to the antenna. We're going to go in the next couple of days. We're only going to power 500 watts.
Carrier, 500 watts carrier?
She'll do about 300 carrier, but she'll do 1,000 if I lean on her. And I don't have to lean very hard. I've had the one bank up to 600.
How much power are you running now?
Right now I'm running, about 18 watts, 20.
Wow, that's going to be a huge difference when you get that baby cooking.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it in the next week or so. All that's really left is push the talk switch. I got the microphone for Christmas. My daughter got it for me. I got a nice Behringer with the preamp and everything, and the equalizer all set in. And as far as I can tell, I've looked up to about 4 or 5 kilohertz really closely. If I put tones into it, the RF coming out is as clean as the tones going in. At 100% modulation, 95.
All right. I'm looking forward to hearing it. How long has that been you've been working on that baby?
I don't know, for a couple of years. I mean, it's never a hot road. It was always on this radio to chat on.
That's all right. You enjoyed doing it, and sounds like it's going to work good for you.
Yeah, then I got mine. You know, then I get, what do you build after that? Class A, you know. Well, Sunday's, one thing you know about, Bob, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Rich. Go ahead.
Well, you were just saying about these large switches. I was using a large 30 amp, 120 volt relay. And when I put it in out of the box, and, you know, I have connectors on everything, you know me by now. I had like a little bit over 1 3/4 dB insertion loss. And I really had to burnish the contacts up to get the insertion loss down.
Yeah, I just got some on Amazon. They're 80 amps. And same thing, double pull, double throw. Same as the Magnacrafts, you know, good size relays. And they're only $22 on Amazon. And then I found, my son found them on in China was selling the same ones, 80 and also 120 amp ones for $12 a piece. So I ordered 2 of them, but I ordered them a couple of nights ago, and I just checked it tonight. They went up to $16. So, but still, yeah, 16 or $22. You can get either the 80 amp or the 120 amp ones, and they're a lot beefier than the 30 amp ones. And when I changed mine, okay, I use them on my rig's got 2 of them in it, but my station relays, you know, my antenna relay has one. And I keyed up with the original one in there, the Magnacraft, which those are like $38-40 now, which is ridiculous. Anyway, because they're 12 volt. I keyed up, looked at the power, you know, unhooked everything, put the new 80 amp relay in there, keyed up, and I gained 50 watts. And I go, holy crap, how the hell is that possible? And I noticed when I had the Magnacrafts in there, every once in a while, my field strength meter would jump up like half scale and then drop back down. It would jump back up and then drop back down. And I go, what the hell is, you know, I thought it was the wind moving my antenna around and stuff through the trees and stuff. Since I've had these 80 amp ones in my antenna relay box, my field strength meter sits on 0. It doesn't move. I thought the meter was broke because it for 2 or 3 days it wasn't even moving. It's sitting right on 0. It's on 0 right now. So I had to take the meter, put it over by my tuner to get. Oh yeah, it's working because it would go up when I put it right close to the link coupled tuner. So evidently those relays were every once in a while they were making contact, but I was getting a little bit of resistance there, and it was causing problems, and it was causing field strength in the room here. So now I've got none, absolutely no field strength at all in the room. These relays are absolutely perfect. These are the ones I got on Amazon. They're $22, and they're just unbelievable. And they got a plastic dust shield that goes over them too, that comes with them.
Let's call it an electric utility box. We're one got the ones with the radio. And then a design to bring in I'll call it the command voltage and indicator. One thing is I can take it out, run it through a network analyzer, make sure I got good isolation and through conductivity with the mechanical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you ever need a set of decent relays, Amazon has them. Just type in 80 amp double pull, double throw relays, and they got them. They're like $22, and of course, if you got Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. But the ones from China, they're going to take like 3-4 weeks to get them. Amazon, you'll have them in a day or two. So most people, pay the extra money to get them from Amazon. I did, and they're 80 amps. But China has the 80s and the 120s. I ordered 2 120s. They were $12 a piece. So they'll be coming in, and whenever I get them, probably in a couple of weeks. But I just checked it tonight, and the guy went up to $16 and change for that 120 amp relay, which I only paid $12 a piece for them. It was $24 for the two of them. So, but there's some cheap stuff out there. You got to search around. You got to search eBay. You got to search, all your different places. Mauser and Amazon and stuff, and you can find some pretty good deals. K1 KBW.
Oh, I agree with you. How much time do you give yours to settle?
What do you mean?
Well, the first thing I do is get my antenna relay moving to transfer one. And then I go and I put the exciter on. Then I go back and make sure. In my sequence, I go back each time and make sure that everybody has actually closed before I go to the next step.
Yeah, well, mine too. I have a sequencer on mine, so it keys the station relays first, and then it puts power to them, so to make sure that they're fully clamped before there's any power going to them. And then it works in the opposite way. When you unkey, it makes sure that the power is shut off before the relays open back up again. So, you got to, when you're running power, you got to run a sequencer. Absolutely, it's a must.
Oh no, it was the first thing I built like 4 years ago was a sequencer, and it's sitting there coming in, and it's mine's all digital. I enjoy just the building end of it, but the sequencer, you can put like 8 relays on it and sequence through them, change the lanes, which way you go. The thing with trying on mine, which is interesting, I have to wire it up yet. I had it running a while ago with this rig. If you go on 6-lat AM, it works really good, and you don't reach, I think, 80% of your designated power that you're going to, I declare a powerful sequence out.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, mine is just, it's a store-bought sequencer. I think I only paid like, what was it? I don't know, like $60 for it. And it's got 4 10-amp relays on it, and you can use it for, cutting stuff in and out. You can put voltage on or not, because one of them I have voltage on it, which puts voltage to my my station relays. So, because it keys those first. You want your station relays, your antenna relay, to key first before you put any power to it. So, I mean, it's a split second that you actually have a high SWR, but, you know, my rig doesn't care because the flex is only putting out 2 watts, so it don't give a hoot, you know. So, but and even when I was running the other rig with 75 watts of drive, it didn't care for a split second to, you know, not you know, see a high SWR for a split second, you know. So, but yeah, it is what it is, and as long as you get the stuff set up right and your sequence is working properly, you shouldn't have any problems. I've been running this sequencer and these antenna relays for, oh gosh, probably 15 years or so.
I wanted to tell you that, yeah, it is a large one, a 30 amp 120 volt one. I see all up and got a really nice swing. They did have an insertion box on them too.
Yeah, I won't use 120 volt relays because yeah, I don't like AC because they can chatter. Mine are 12 volt DC, which are more expensive, but all my relays are 12 volt DC. I have 2 of them in this rig, in my E-rig, and I have 1 of them in my my antennas changeover relay. They're all 12 volts, so there's no problems. They go click, and that's it. It clamps down, and you know, I don't like AC. Nope, not on a relay.
No, I didn't mean there. All of mine is 28 volt DC, and it comes out of the sequencer selection, and then it goes to 28 volt drive the relay. The contacts are rated at 30 amp 120 volts is what I was getting at. So 30 amp 240.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, these contacts on my new relays are rated at 80 amps, so no problem there. And you get all electronics, ALL. All electronics has the same relay, but they're 24 volts DC for like $7.99. They're $8. And I got a drawer full of those. I think I got 4 or 5 of those. So I got the relays. I got plenty of. So anyway, I want to keep it here too long. Let Steve back in here. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm fiddling around with something. You guys continue your conversation. I'm listening.
I'm going to go back to drilling some holes, Bob, and I'll go back to listening. As you know, I'm sitting here listening.
Okay, Rich. Yep. Yeah, go drill your holes and listen, and we'll catch you next time. K1 KBW, 3873 AM.
Yeah, I was just adjusting a knob on the radio. I think it'll be around for a few minutes. I switch over to the E just for fun.
Yeah, well, you got a good deal on E. You got that for nothing, right?
I forget. Don't forget, I did a lot of work to that E.
Well, I know, but I mean, that was a parts radio. And that's why I gave it to you, because, you know, I wasn't going to use it. I was going to use it for parts, that's it.
Yeah, you know, actually, I would probably even get more of these if they were cheap enough just to play with.
Oh, I told you, I got a 101B, and it's pristine. It's not beat up, it's not scratched, it's in pristine conditions, just like that F.
Yeah, does it have the tube shield on it?
You know what? I don't know. Let me lift the lid and I'll look at it.
Yeah, I was just curious. I'm not trying to take it. I will find one. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, let me look, because, you know, I want to sell it because I don't have any use for it.
Mimito, ya que voy a buscar
But with the old receiver, probably back.
Oh my God, I forgot to connect the antenna back up. Oh.
Very good. K3LPR here. Well, I've got two things. When I first started up in ham radio, I was trying to build a transmitter from an old radio chassis that had a crystal oscillator using a 12AX7 and a 6L6 final. And I had been working on this thing trying to make it work. Well, I was at a friend's house, and we got tired of working on it, so we left it down cellar for a bit to go upstairs to get coffee or something. And all of a sudden there was a loud explosion, and we went downstairs. The electrolytic in the chassis blew up and made a heck of a mess, but nobody was hurt. That's the first thing that I had. The other thing was when I was first getting on a sideband, we lived in Ray Street in Catasauqua, and my wife and I had been married, and we were just living there. And I put together a DX100 with a sideband phasing rig, and I started making a contact, and I was doing pretty good. All of a sudden, there was a knock on the door, and it was the police, and the guy up the corner, who was a local JP or something, had a long wire between his house and his shop, and he was picking me up in his intercom system, so he complained to the police. Well, I showed the police a license, said I'm licensed, and they said no problem. So those are the things for me there, Joel. Not real spectacular, but it was quite interesting. Back to you.
Okay, Ron, thank you. That is interesting. Next, we will go to Dean, AB3BD from W3TDF.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm relatively new to radio, so there's not too much that I could report either way, but the closest thing I can come to anything was when I was transmitting from the National Museum of Industrial History. I made two contacts, one right after the other. The first one was to Hawaii, and the second one was to Alaska. That's about the highlight of my career so far. I'm sure it'll improve at some point in time. AB3BD, back to W3TDF.
Okay, Dean. Well, if you haven't made a big mistake yet, just hang around. I'm sure you'll make the same ones we've all made at least once. And thanks for being in there. We'll look for you on the next go-round. George, N3SQD from W3TDF. Your turn, sir.
All right. Fine business, Joe. And good evening to everybody on the net.
Buenas noches, Sammy. Kilo Charlie Alfa Bravo Víctor. WA1BQY testing 12345. Charlie 432. Whiskey Alpha 1 Victor. Thank you.
got no audio, Steve.
Out of the back of it. There was a coil back there, and the power got zapped to it to make the
going to be worth me trying to get it.
Taking this off memory, of course, but made the magnetic coil in the darn high end. Did not.
The right term, but you mentioned earlier, Jim, about those tombstone radios. You know, they look little, sit about 2 feet tall, and look like a little tombstone. My father's had one. I don't know what it is, who made it. I don't think it's really like, 40s, 30s, or 40s old. I think it was kind of a reproduction one. I could be wrong, though. But he still uses it every single day to transmit.
Anyway, the thing is, the 101B, that thing is, that's pristine.
We're outside, right outside of Philadelphia here this morning. 757, so we'll keep it. I'll send it to you, Gary.
I don't really want a lot of money
for it. Gary, make a short one there and just send it back to Joe.
I'll keep it on my wish list. Now,
many times there, Peter, so great to hear you. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. 7:30 to you, Chris. AJ, great to hear you as well.
And it has the crystal slots in it.
We'll catch up with you.
I never really did much research on that. I was going to put a processor in the E. Processor costs you about $125 on eBay.
Sorry, I'm just looking at something here. Anyway, 7-3, guys, have a great day. We're going to listen out, maybe head down the band. For the AM carrier net at 3835 at 8 a.m. 7-3, guys, have a great weekend. This is W3MMR
I've used the processors
in Chester, Pennsylvania.
They're useless.
Yeah, Perry,
they do have them.
Sign, Peter, AJ1G, but I got to get out of here and enjoy your golf.
No, that was...
Put some garden issues here today. AJ1G.
No, I was just saying bye to Steve, Chris.
I don't know what that's all about.
I have been listening for a while. I was down the band on sideband.
I don't know.
Then I heard Steve sign. I just want to say hi to you and Peter and Steve. And you guys have a great day. Good morning. Everyone sounds great in Southeast Pennsylvania. W3MMR. Clear for now.
Plug crystals in there on the front panel that you can select receive crystals if you didn't know that.
No, I know that. I don't know that they'd strictly receive. They'll probably transmit and receive. I don't, it's kind of interesting because if you look at any other radio without the processor, it has the same selector switch on the front with channel 1